The nature of things.
Are you a loud person? I would
Is
say
water
you're a loud
wet?
person.
Is water wet?
هل نحن وحدنا؟
Yani, yes, most of the time.
Water cannot be wet. Okay.
What do you mean?
Water makes things wet.
Yeah, so in
It is the wetness granter.
it is wetness within itself.
No.
If it can grant wetness to other things, then wetness is beheld with.
You know what?
within it.
This is just
This conversation is making me dry. Man.
Yeah.
I'm just asking. Drink water,
this is-
people. Just saying.
I don't know where we're going with this.
very
Anyway,
dangerous territories. Go ahead.
this podcast, we're going to come in strong, come in with energy. We're going to be like, there. 100%.
We are there.
No slacking.
We're here.
All right. So let's act like.
Let's act like. Yeah.
Theme song.
We know how to do this.
Yes, we've been doing this for a long time. Professionals.
Yes.
Because we're brothers.
Hey.
Lies. So many lies in one sentence.
خلوها.
Hey, stop taking jobs from immigrants. All right, that's Turk's line.
Funny, but also funny.
Yes.
Ticker
I
jokes.
told you we're going to come in very strong. Turks, buy me some time to see what episode it is.
Stop taking my job, please. Because I live for this moment. I live for when the theme song is about to end, and Adil snaps at me like, "Yo, you better say your line."
It's nice.
That's what I feel alive.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's nice that you have something.
It gives me energy for the week.
He has form. Which is here.
Hey, welcome to Past the Kabsa. It's your boy Adil. What's happening? What's popping? Episode 208. This is me with full energy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Marra.
Professionals, bro. I told you. I got the
Synthetic fuel.
friend of mine, Turks,
Hello.
right behind me. I got James right next to me.
Aloha.
I got number one in the building.
Ni hao.
What's happening? Okay, no, stop. Okay. What's that? What's popping? What's good? Shout out to the listeners. Shout out to the viewers. Thank you for joining us to the number one professional podcast
Bro.
on the land.
In the land.
on.
Professional.
Anyway, so guys, how was your week?
Wow. Amazing.
Yo, what are you doing? What are you doing?
I
I'm
had
trying to bring some new energy to the podcast.
I'm confused.
It's new.
Like,
It's definitely new.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
I didn't say good. Okay?
No.
Just like this podcast.
It is a
I didn't say it
completely
was good.
new energy.
it's unique.
Exactly.
It feels like you had a very
Yeah, I discovered crystals.
substantive week. Okay. Do you feel the energy now?
Yes.
Do you know where your chakras begin and end?
Exactly. Every time I. Excuse me? My what?
Your chakras.
What is that exactly?
That's like, the energy.
You know, I don't really get into crystals.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying, there's
Now I'm questioning you now.
there's flows about doing.
Wow.
Where do they end?
There's this anime
They
called
never-
Naruto. You might have heard.
They
of
never
it.
end?
They never end.
I think they do.
No, it's like life.
Life ends.
Stop life ends. Yo. Every time we put you in a corner. You gotta go with it like it's like life.
But it's in the bigger picture, like life, endures. It goes on. Alhamdulillah.
Stop
Until-
speaking in
until
cat posters,
the end of
please.
days,
Please.
Yeah, that's
No, that was the
subject.
Jurassic Park quote.
Life finds a way.
Life finds a way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like you have, blood vessels and veins in your body that blood goes through. There's like chakra.
The feng
flows
shui of
in
my
your body.
spirit.
Okay, what's Shaquille Chakra? What is it?
Number
Well,
one.
like I said, there's this anime called Naruto, and they have chakra in it. And
Okay, and what is that? This still didn't tell me shit.
It's what the crystal people use to sell their products, Yabadul. That's what it is.
yes,
so
and
it's
you-
like Etsy for crystal people? Or what?
Okay.
Let's try to figure this out. Okay. Chakras. Okay. There are 9 points. I know that.
Uh-huh. See,
Okay.
there we go.
That's one piece of information.
All right.
What kind of information do you guys have?
It is activated by pressing on certain points of the body, hence massage.
Yes, and Naruto has the nine-tailed fox inside him, and
Yes.
he unleashes the chakra
When
from
he
the-
does gang signs.
Yes.
Yeah,
exactly.
okay.
And
That's all we know about chakras?
also crystals. They come into place.
That's a different enemy.
Yeah, I'm just
Chakra
saying.
is a Sanskrit word that means wheel or cycle.
There we go.
Yo. So it doesn't end.
Flow.
They don't start, they don't end.
Flow.
There are 7 main chakras situated along the
7.
spine.
There's 2, but that's a DLC. Man.
You're unlocking it.
Yeah, they become 9 by then.
You purchase first, you get it down the line. Okay. From the base of your spine to the crown of your head. No one's gonna touch my crown.
Crown.
But the base of your spine, عادي.
It's where the tail begins. You know?
I walked right into that one. Yo, fuck this chakra bullshit.
Okay, keep going.
It's a wheel. Doesn't seem like a wheel.
No.
ما عليك يا بدو, it keeps turning. That's the point. It keeps turning.
See, you put your head up your butt, it becomes a circle. Man.
يوم لك يوم عليك.
Exactly. You know,
You human centipedes.
as such the nature of
Anyway,
life.
This age-old belief has become integrated into many new age styles of thought. It says new age.
Yeah.
What's the new age style of
So
thought?
what are the crystals?
The new age style.
How did they spell thought? Hold on. I just gotta figure this out first.
Ooh, spicy. I love it.
Like I said, new energy in the pot.
It's new.
This is all new.
This is where we're getting to, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Welcome to the podcast, everybody. Thank you for joining us.
In this new cycle of life. So as you can see about Abdul,
Yes.
you know, this is, you know, how you activate your chakras.
We didn't make sense of this at all.
No, I'm saying
Okay, so it's a wheel. How do I activate it?
ما عليك, you buy
It's a wheel in a straight line between head and
Exactly.
the bottom of your
It
spine.
is within your body, and some of these wheels, they activate different, you know, points. So some of them make you happy, some of them make you sad, some of them make you feel good.
Yo, you
know?
just explained Inside Out, the Pixar movie. What are you talking about? What are those? Are not chakras. Those are emotions.
Yeah, طيب.
Are you talking about emotions?
You know, emotions are part and
So you
know,
mean to tell me
parcel
that-
of you as a person.
That someone can press at a certain point in my back.
That's not what I'm telling you. That's what they're saying.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Well, again, what you're telling me from what they were saying to you.
Yeah.
Because obviously you've been there for some reason.
Allegedly.
Okay. Allegedly.
ما عليك يا بدول. I like to explore new thoughts.
Yes.
Yes. Thoughts. New thoughts.
That's something I find myself doing.
I know. You and thoughts always come together, son.
What was thinking about doing?
Exactly. No. Not those thoughts. Not those thoughts, Chelsea.
You're manifesting those thoughts.
Okay, so anyway, so those thoughts taught you what?
Yeah. So basically that's where the whole crystals come in. The crystals, you know, manage
So that's her name.
to activate, you know, certain chakras if you use them correctly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Or enhance the flow within your chakras. Keep in mind, I wasn't paying much attention.
You know,
I managed.
You're
I managed
consumed
to
by your
pick up,
thoughts.
You know, a little bit.
So she was like, "This makes you feel happy."
they-
Oh, my bad. They.
they,
Oh,
but
sorry,
they,
yes,
yeah.
because they identify differently.
Anonymity. To give them anonymity.
All right, sure. So he.
Sure, let's assume he.
Okay.
So they pressed on a certain point. They're like, "Yo,
Oh, they didn't press on shit. Homie. Hang on. They were just explaining this to me. Okay.
Okay, all right.
I was offered the crystal to try it out, but I'm like, thank you. I'm
Okay.
good.
Oh, wait. That's called methamphetamine.
I was like, I don't do. I'm good. I don't do rocks, so I don't do. Yeah, I do water.
That's still the same thing.
That's the only thing I do. I do H2O.
Allah. That's why we said water is wet, ladies and gentlemen. Chakra, full circle.
Brought us back.
Yeah. And the business, we call that a callback.
It's called chakra. Don't get it wrong.
But yani, be careful about Dolo.
Okay, of
People
what?
bearing crystals.
Oh, I'm
Yani,
sorry. No, I don't do anything with
You-
crystals.
you never know, yani,
Adil isn't susceptible to
At all.
Shamsiisms.
No, they sell them in stores and stuff, and I'm like, طب ليش?
What kind of
It's a
stores?
pretty stone. I don't know. Like, you know, you go sometimes to, I don't know, the places where they sell nice soaps, I guess.
Hold on. I just remembered something.
Yeah.
I really hope she's not listening to the podcast. I hope she never figured it out.
ايوه عرفت المحلات هذه تبيع لك bath salts and shit هناك.
No,
Anyway, sorry.
No,
not
that's-
bath salts.
No,
That's
not
a
bath
different
salts.
thing. No, definitely
I
not
just
bath
remembered.
salts.
Also, I'm sorry, Adil. Please go on.
I'm not saying shit anymore.
Okay.
Fuck this podcast, yo. Yeah, continue with your bath salts.
They come with crystals. Gift package.
Yo.
Straight from Tijuana.
Use these crystals and make you feel better. Where'd you get it from? Is it from some village in the Himalayas?
Body shop.
Bath salts guy.
Bath and body salt.
Exactly.
Allah. Anyway, I used to work with this person, and this girl loved like crystals, jewels, diamonds, all that stuff. And I was like,
So that's different.
No,
Okay.
hold on.
As decor or? Okay,
Well,
go
that's
on,
the
go
thing.
on.
I asked the question.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you love about them? She's like, all of them have energy. And like, she was selling me on like, how all of them make her get a certain feeling and they all give you certain things. And so I'm be very honest, like I phased out early on in the conversation.
I thought you'd relate.
But at the end,
You're not a rock guy.
what brought me down to earth, okay, is when she was like, this is why I love diamonds so much. I was like, all right, relax. All right,
Because
relax.
that's the most potent form you're doing, yes?
Energy. Diamond energy.
That's where it concentrates.
Like, no, you just like diamonds. It's all
Can
good.
we talk about how people don't understand what energy is? Like there's this thing called the first law of thermodynamics. الطاقة لا تستحضر ولا تستثنى من العدم or something like
So
that.
what is energy, number one?
It's something that's always there. It's like, are we alive? Is the universe existing? There is energy in everything.
No, but that's kinetic energy.
Which is energy.
Have you heard of
It's called
Einstein?
kinetic energy.
What?
Something called EMC squared.
Yeah.
Equals.
إيه تكفى اشرح يعني
Yeah,
squared.
please do.
اشرحها الله يخليك.
Everything is energy.
What is E? Energy?
E is energy.
What is
What is MC?
MC is mass,
Mass,
and C is the speed of light. So
Okay.
the energy in every piece of mass, times the speed of light squared, MC squared. Yeah, that's that's the equivalent
you're doing
energy.
math.
That's the
Ew.
equivalent energy in that mass.
Why is it square?
So this iPhone can be transformed in energy that you can unlock, but it actually is difficult
you
to
can't
transform
unlock
a piece of
an
mass.
iPhone without
It's
Apple.
The password.
Yeah, but the idea is everything is energy. I agree with his point basically.
But not everything is vibes.
Not everything is energy that can be directly
Some things are vibes.
generated or consumed in a
Sir,
So-
what he meant to tell you,
No.
and you're missing the point.
No. Let me continue. If it's a Venn diagram,
Yes.
okay, it is vibes within energy. There's no interlocking.
well, it's more like a tag team situation.
That's
Okay,
like
just now WrestleMania.
energy is in the ring and then mass is outside, and then you can tag team and but
Allow me to
Where's
posit
it?
a
And where does
theory.
vibe come in?
he's with speed of light.
Okay.
Chilling in the corner.
Yeah, allow me to
But you hear, oh shit, da, 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 just vibes walking in.
allow me to propose a theory. All vibes are energy, but not all energy is vibes.
That's exactly the point that I was trying to tell you. All vibes are
Wait,
energy.
that's
Because all things are energy.
Because you create the vibe.
Is it deep?
yeah.
Is it?
Please
Is it?
unpack it, fellas.
No.
Okay, what do you mean no?
Well, he's been to a bunch of crystal people, so I bet you it's really deep right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, keep going.
Hey, Lala, I want to understand more about this theory.
No,
I believe on its own, it serves many purposes
Yes.
without any further definitions. I feel like you coined a phrase that should be on a t-shirt at least.
When?
One t-shirt.
Just one
t-shirt.
Yeah.
With a marker.
Is there a vibe or is the vibe created?
The vibe is generated.
It depends. Who's bringing the vibe? Who's bringing the vibe?
How does it generate?
إيه، لا بس إنه يعني when you walk into a forest,
الطاقة الكامنة اللي في
تحتاج
المكان.
موتور.
when you walk into a room, an empty room,
Yeah.
okay.
When you walk into my house, do I create the vibe or does it generate?
Wait. When you
Melly
walk, again,
creates
let me
the
go.
vibe.
Let me go back to the empty room.
Really is the vibe.
When you go back into the empty room, it's an empty room. There is no vibe in the empty room.
Okay.
Depends on what you put in the room. The items that you inject within that room create their own vibe.
So the
And
items,
then the
not the people.
person who lives within that room has his own vibe. So there's two different sets of vibes being generated there, basically.
So vibe has a flow.
Question.
Keeps changing.
Question
No,
difference.
I would argue.
That was a lot of words of
Yeah.
nothing.
Really?
Yes, that was a lot of words of nothing.
And
That's the whole podcast.
In the essence,
You just gotta
That's
keep
actually that's
going.
true. That's true.
the essence of that, vibes are created by both living things and non-living things. What you put in a room adds a certain aesthetic to the room. If you put plants, you're gonna make it feel leafy.
Nice.
you
So
know?
I create the vibe.
Yeah, no. That's again. That's something.
the technical term, leafy.
That's something inanimate. That's something inanimate. Okay, and then there's you, the person added.
when you come to my
who
house-
hosts people and said leafy room, and then
Okay, first off, okay, so is this place a vibe?
oh, definitely is.
Yes, very much. So.
Oh.
There's not a leaf in sight.
It doesn't need leaves.
The vibe is no leaves.
Yes.
So this room, did I create the vibe or did it generate the vibe?
Both. You created the vibe by putting it together the way you did, by adding the elements that
And it became a vibe.
and your presence in this room and the way that you use this room makes its
Okay.
own vibe.
So even if I was not here and someone came in, this place will not be a vibe until I come in.
It would be a different vibe. It wouldn't
But
be the
it's
same.
still-
It's still a vibe, yes. But
Yes.
it's not the same vibe.
Well, that's the point.
Yeah, it's not the same
I
vibe.
created a vibe.
True, yes.
It didn't generate itself.
Well, you put everything together in this room, right?
Yes, I.
حدث من العدم يعني
ما جت من العدم,
ما
exactly.
جت من العدم.
Yeah,
Like-
that's what I'm saying.
Yes,
Again, all the laws revert back to it.
yes.
I created the vibe.
Mm.
I set up this room to be a certain vibe. I
Yes.
created that vibe.
Yeah.
The
But who
room is
created
an
you?
amplifier for
Again,
the vibe that you
It doesn't generate. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Do you create the vibe or does it generate? As in a vibe, as in a good vibe, not as in like the vibes.
create. What are the vibes?
Exactly. He knows.
I would say there's different, and there's different
Approaches?
elements. There's different elements to the whole vibe question. You know, there's let's say ambient vibes. You know, which is the vibes that you get when you walk into a certain room that gives you a certain energy. Okay, for example, I walk into this room, I look at art, and I feel
Ambient.
creative. You know, no, creative. I think
ما نسوي ما نسوي.
okay. I
Yo,
think-
Turks, you look very ambient today.
okay.
You should get that checked.
And part of that, and I see there's like, and that's the nice thing about this room. It's split in different ways. There's a creative part of it, and there's the sporty side of it. So I can come here and I can, indulge in both of these
Yes,
vibes.
thank you for
know,
referring to things
because-
the listeners can't see.
No,
Exactly.
I'm pointing at them. They know where they are. They are here, listeners. Look here.
They can't see it.
They can't see it.
Listeners, yeah, the viewers can't see it
Yeah.
either.
So yeah. So this room is split into two. There's the cooler side of it, and then there's the creative side of it, and you
Okay.
come here and you indulge in both.
Okay, so we
Cool
have
on
ambient
creativity.
vibes. We have ambient vibes. What are the other types of vibes?
It's the active. Let's call them generative vibes, where people who come into
دخلنا
these
في
rooms.
الغويط يا عيال.
Hey,
Yo, listen, I'm gonna keep pushing this until he cracks.
That's where you come in with your own presence, with your own energy, with your own emotional state, and you generate more vibes. The more people in the room, the more vibes are created, the more generation. That
That's
happens.
called radioactivity.
No, that's called life.
Wow.
Things, people engaging with each other in a space, creating their own meaning, purpose.
What was
for
it?
that
Shaka,
moment.
Shaka Khan. What was it?
Chakra,
Khan.
Khan.
Chakra, Chakra Khan.
Shaka Khan.
So chakra, we're back again to life.
Yeah.
Okay, everything's rotation.
Yeah, it's connection. It's
So it was.
isn't that what everything is? It's connection.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
No?
So we have ambient vibes, radioactivity.
Everything connects with each other. We
have-
have radioactivity.
It's you're emitting the vibes. Apparently.
Generative vibes.
Generative
Please,
vibes.
use
Generative
technical
vibes.
terms.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Please.
Radioactive,
I didn't go to
there's a negative
college.
connotation there.
You're the power plant of vibes, yeah, Shams.
The powerhouse.
Don't ruin it. Anyway, we just destroyed the whole meaning of vibes for people. We
Look,
don't know what the hell we're talking
I
about.
feel like we were really reaching somewhere. Join
No,
us
we
again
weren't.
next week for
Shut up.
the second version of this
You liar.
philosophical
Yes.
discussion.
No, he was reaching inside the keys
You know.
to see how far we can go.
Bro, حفرنا ممكن نحفر زيادة ترى.
Ya Allah. Anyway, I have a very important question. Whatever happened to NFTs?
Mean?
They exist.
The people took their money and ran.
People lost interest.
I'm asking.
People,
I mean-
I think people lost interest.
Okay, fine. Then let's put that to the side. Whatever happened to the metaverse?
It lost a lot of money. That's what
Very
happened.
much so.
Yeah.
What's happening
it
with
got a lot of tech employees fired.
Yes, no, you're talking about Meta, the company.
Yeah, what's happening with
Okay.
Meta?
Well, I don't know what's happening
Nothing.
with Meta.
I haven't
It's
heard
doing
anything.
well apparently.
During COVID, they sold us this whole metaverse.
Wait.
Everyone was telling us I'm shopping online, a VR headset, and they sold us this whole thing, and then nothing.
So what I know is,
Also, keep in mind, in like June 6th, I think like in a month or so, Apple's gonna announce its VR headset.
Meta thing.
Keep going.
From what I know,
It's not Meta, but keep going.
from what I know in regards to Meta, apparently they've up to this point put in $40 billion into developing the metaverse, and with I think very, very little to show for
Well,
it.
again, I'm not talking about Meta
Yeah, no,
specifically.
that's what I'm saying. That's at least for the company that's been driving the concept on a large corporate basis very
Hello.
strongly,
Yet their employees can't even muster a number of hours.
Bro, apparently it causes motion sickness and shit.
Yeah, all VR does.
feelings,
Some people
feelings of
experience.
disassociation,
Well, that's my question. Whatever
the
happened to my
hype
question?
died down, but
Well, again, yeah, that's
the
the thing.
bubble burst. No, that's what happened.
Okay, what
the bubble
bursted?
burst.
The metaverse bursted. NFTs, crypto in general.
Crypto. So
Okay.
I would argue that
Hold on,
NFTs
I'm
were
not done.
driven
Remember
by
what we were talking
crypto.
about? I'm not done. Okay. And then you have, which was very important to me, Web 3.0.
What is even Web 3.0?
Exactly. What is all of these? They've never defined it. They told us this is push that we're all going to in the future. They try to sell us products and ideas and thoughts and feelings and properties like Snoop was selling and everything like that. At the end, like all that just died. Whenever like lockdown just finished, everything just died.
I think the idea of Web 3.0, it's still managed. It's still something there that can be developed and built upon. The idea, as I understand
what is it?
The idea, as I understand it, is creating a valid digital identity on the internet that you can use to interact with everything else.
There's a
that was
general
one
rule
part
of
of
thumb.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. As I
That's
understand,
one part
as
of
I
it.
understand it, that's one of the salvage. Not say salvageable, but I think that's one of the parts that can be built upon and still driven forward, like your own, let's say, digital passport. Call it that, rather than relying
Basically,
on.
bring the reality into the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
That's basically the idea.
Yeah, and rather than relying on multiple email addresses, you have one.
No. The idea is bringing
platform.
your reality, what you do on day to day, to the internet.
It's basically,
That's
if
what
I'm
the
not
idea
mistaken,
is.
it's like a decentralized internet.
That's-
A space
That's
where
already
anyone
the
can do
internet.
it.
It's called Decentraland.
No, it's basically you're living online. Basically, everything you're functioning is online. Everything is being done is just online. So basically, you're bringing your whole world closer to you rather than having to go out shopping. Your shopping is done online. You can put on your VR headset. You can walk into a Prada store.
That's the
You can
metaverse.
check out the.
That's the metaverse.
that's
concept,
VR.
Yeah.
Well, that's what 3.0 is leading you to.
I think
That's the
3.0
VR aspect. I thought that the Web 3.0 is going to be is like, okay, now you have, instead of going to multiple sites, multiple websites where everything, now it's a space. It is the mall where every website is a shop, basically.
That's still the same thing
Yeah.
in metaverse.
There's a general rule of thumb when it comes to just in general tech and business. If you can't explain it in one sentence, it's not gonna fly.
Fair point.
Web 1.0, you can share content with lots of people and exchange information. That's 1.0.
Yeah.
Web 2.0,
which
you
is
can-
now
which is now you can do business online as well and share more content betterer.
Betterer.
Betterer. Yes,
Nice.
that's a technical term.
higher quality.
Higher quality.
Yeah.
Web.3, what can you do here? Like, it sounds like I'm visiting the space and it's more cumbersome and annoying and time consuming than pressing a mouse.
So according to
Jujul.
front page Google, okay, Web 3.0, Web 3, also known as Web 3.0, is the third generation, meant to be decentralized, open to everyone, with a bottom-up design and built on top of blockchain technologies and developments of the semantic web, which I believe is AI, which describe the web as a network of meaningfully linked data. So I think
I was right. And you told me I was wrong.
Yes.
That's
I think I
everything
also
I heard.
told you were wrong.
Faqat la khair.
I apologize, Turks. You are my friend.
concepts such as decentralization, blockchain technologies, and token-based economics. Token-based comes into this.
Tokenomics.
So I think maybe part of the issue is the fact that we have a term that not everybody can really accurately describe. So one thing I noticed here, it doesn't include the metaverse. So the metaverse is a different concept than Web 3.0. Web 3.0 is a set of technologies that you can
Web
use
3.0 was supposed to
within
open the
metaverse.
door.
Yeah,
Exactly.
usher in the presence of
The
the
age
metaverse.
of VR.
I think it's similar to where we are when AOL first hit. You know, people hyped up really quickly. People thought the internet could do everything.
Okay, first off,
with the
as
limited,
a guy that grew up on America Online,
yeah,
okay, which is AOL,
yeah,
it was the shit.
it was the shit.
It gave you everything you ever really wanted. If it
That's-
wasn't for America Online, a lot of the internet wouldn't exist.
No, true. But what I meant was, there was a certain set of expectations that was much bigger than what technology was able to handle at the time. What it gave you was great. It was amazing. But people thought it could give you video, for example, on demand. The technology wasn't there yet. For
Hi.
Arafat?
Again, as a person who grew up in it, no one thought that.
I remember.
No one thought that.
I
No
No
remember.
one had that
no
kind
one
of
thought that.
expectation.
Yes,
back
because that
then.
technology wasn't there yet.
You didn't have the I don't know the
Ajal,
You didn't,
let's not.
you didn't even have the bandwidth.
Let's not say AOL. Let's say the first web crash around 99, 2000. Remember that? Where
yeah, that was
everything-
after AOL came out by a
yeah.
while.
So
Yeah,
let's
the
say that.
dot-com
That's a
bubble.
more
This is
that's a more
during
accurate
Netscape
description.
and all that.
That's a more accurate description of what I think is happening right now. People were driven by excitement about a lot of the potential that these technologies can provide, and they tried to do a whole lot of things, a whole lot of different directions. And then they realized that we're still not there because
Technology is not there.
Technology is not there. How do you monetize? How do you guarantee mass adoption? All of these are questions that haven't really been answered.
Okay, and then
the hype died down.
the hype didn't die down. The things that they saw that would not have much value to the majority of people, they ignored it. And they start working on the fundamentals of things that you will need, like banking online and everything else. Security was the biggest issue. Once they start figuring all that out, this is where we got better and better with the technology that we have. And even now, like there's old technologies that we use that are through an evolution right now, and they're getting better. And they're getting better because they're a necessity for what we need, which is security, heat protections, and so on. So the internet is just the internet. There's nothing you're going to add to it.
Yeah, but so now there's a question. What is happening with these technologies? Are these technologies going to take us to the next level, to the next stage, whatever that is? Or do we think that we're going to see an internet that's going to be rebuilt on a blockchain?
In terms of the web, what more could you do? If you're going to do anything more than the web, than clicking just to buy, then you need to give me something back. There have to be something of value for me to change my everyday. Because right now I go shopping online, I just click an Apple Pay and I'm done. So how are you going to make that even easier for me? Like the push for token base and everything, if crypto kept blowing up, that would have been the direction they were going to go, which I still think
there's something there.
Yeah, there's something going to be there. All right. If that one blows up, then you're changing the idea of how to do business every single day. So you build something new because this is like a new world now. We're using different currencies. We're communicating a little bit differently. So you start building this new world because we're doing things differently. But as long as we're doing the same thing we're doing today, the internet's so easy now compared to before.
Well, I think that's where
the biggest problem. I'm sorry. The biggest problem with the internet right now is that there's services that you want to be online and they're not online. That's your biggest problem with the internet.
Yep.
Like
anything, whatever it is. I want to buy some cement, right? I want to be delivered right now. I can't just buy online.
So that's just an adoption.
But in the States, I can order from Home Depot and get it delivered the same day if I want to.
So that's just an extension of what 2.0 offered you.
Exactly.
I think there's two parts to this. I think one of the reasons why there was a big push for VR and Meta is because a lot of these big tech companies kind of realized what you were saying, that there are limits that we're coming up to in terms of what you can do in the internet. And at least this new technology is going to open up a new revenue source for me to really milk people out of it. Hey, it's more entertainment. Hey, it's more engaging. Hey, you get to do this and that. You get to fly, put on a headset, and you're Aladdin or whoever the hell you want to be.
Wow.
You picked the one dude that doesn't fly.
I was thinking magic carpet.
Again, racism. Welcome to the podcast.
I was thinking magic carpet.
Why are you thinking magic carpet?
Because that's a flying object.
Anyway, moving on.
Like a haptic.
Moving on. I don't want to say this anymore.
So basically, that's one part.
I just said moving on. So let's go.
No, just to finish the point. That's one part of why VR is coming into play. And the other part is what you said.
Apple is not doing VR. Apple's doing AR. So Apple is pushing something totally different. Apple is trying to basically get you to function with your reality today.
Engage with your environment.
Yeah. VR, we're trying to take you out of reality and put you to another world.
Which makes sense, honestly.
I agree with you 100%.
To follow they are. There's so much functionality that you can integrate into the world today.
You're adding a layer to the real world, basically.
Exactly. You're still communicating with the real world. You're not separated from the real world anymore.
Oh, who did the demo where someone's on Google Maps and they got the AR glasses and there's like a arrow pointing at the street, like, yo,
I forgot, but I know what you're talking about.
Bro,
And they had another one with the fox. You have to follow the fox to get to where you're going,
That's
which is fun.
That's Ghost of Tsushima. That's a game.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, same concept.
Yeah, but I can already imagine.
By the way, I still call it Ghost of Toshiba.
It is Ghost.
Yes.
I can already imagine a world where I'm walking down the street and I see a restaurant and then immediately I get Yelp reviews, or I can just see the menu. As I'm walking
exactly.
to the restaurant.
That's what
AR.
When Assam was on the podcast, that's what he was talking about. He was like, with this new technology, you can do so much. Rather than having a billboard on a building, the billboard's going to be in your AR glasses. While you're walking, you'll get a billboard. When you pass a certain point, you'll get some commercial pop up for you.
Imagine that dystopic life that you're dreading to live, Abu Shamsi, where you take off your AR glasses and all you see is just QR codes.
And
QR codes all around.
yeah, and you have a street fight with Rodney Piper.
Who?
It's called It Lives. It's a reference.
Well, anyway,
You Philistine.
what is the Portuguese dictionary? What's it called? Is it Michael's? Is it Michelle's?
What?
I'm not joking. That's a serious question.
No idea.
Because
It's called Bad
Pele.
Steaks.
Okay.
Do you know who Pele is?
The player,
Yes,
Mhm.
the
Yes.
goat.
the goat.
That you don't want to call him a goat because I
goat.
didn't see him play.
I know
Remember
he's
that
a
one?
goat.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know
Even
he's a
I
goat.
know he's a goat.
Even I know.
Marek. Pele was entered into the Portuguese language dictionary. I think it's called Michael's
Mhm.
as a synonym meaning exceptional, incomparable, unique.
Allah.
Allah.
Wow. So he has his
Yeah.
own word now.
Yes, it's in the
Okay.
He
dictionary.
is
It's
the
officially
word.
Okay.
in the Portuguese
So
dictionary.
literally, his name is now
Yes, the greatest soccer player to ever play the game.
synonymous with incomparable.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
So you ask him, what
Unique.
does your name mean? And then what does your name mean in Portuguese?
Yes.
What
So,
he is.
so you can finally say Messi is Pele.
I mean,
Yo.
that's why.
Yeah.
Okay.
You wait, you went through all of that just
Now-
for that joke?
No, I was not about
Okay.
the joke.
Okay.
I was really, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it made me feel some sort of way.
Pele is Pele.
Pele
Yeah.
is Pele, really. It's like when we say Jordan, right?
Some people.
They have their own person in Brazil, and they love and appreciate him so much that there's a meaning for his name.
Some people work their whole lives to make it into the history books. This guy made
Exactly.
it into the dictionary.
Yeah, and the history books of
The
football.
dictionary. Yeah,
All of it.
screw the history books. I'm done with that. Where's the dictionary?
Yeah, that's amazing,
Yeah.
man.
I can't think of anybody that actually had their name literally synonymous with an actual word of what they did.
Wait, there's so many.
I know there's a lot, but
Really?
Yeah, it's language is
Yeah.
descriptive, Abu Shamsi. It changes over time.
Pavlovian.
What does that mean?
A Pavlovian response.
Had the dog thing?
The dog
Yes.
thing.
The
Oh,
dog
wait,
thing.
what was your explanation? I want to hear this. I want to hear this.
the little rat that you ride in New York.
That's called ratatouille.
I want to think of somewhere else.
I think that's called Snooki, but never mind. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, wrong reality.
Really, yeah, the
Wrong.
joke is so old, nobody's gonna get it.
Wrong reality. Wrong
It's the
reality.
Jersey Shore, you asshole.
Close enough.
Oh, Snooki.
Yes, anyway.
Catching up.
Oh, that's a reference. That's definitely a reference.
This asshole
So, yeah,
called him a rat. That's so love. Anyway.
So words, yes. You have Freudian, Kafkaesque,
Yes.
Dickensian. You have many words that are named after many people.
But Ian is there. Who is Ian?
Yeah.
And what is he doing with
A
those
magician
names?
who lost his magic. We said it
Why
before.
are you judging? Why are you judging Turks?
They're all like tag teams in those words. Right? Pele is like one man just going for it.
The tag teams. We go back.
It's really beautiful to watch that.
It is, honestly.
You know,
Like the recognition.
They should be that proud of him.
And he really did, leave that mark, that impact on the
Exactly.
whole world with the game, with his game.
And he put Brazil on the map.
He put Brazil on the map. He put Santos on the map.
That's true.
Yeah, he gave a meaning to football to a whole lot of people across the world.
He gave a meeting. He shined the light on Brazilian football and how good Brazilian players are.
Not just and
No,
and,
he made the Brazilian
and
players
He was
as
Brazil.
good as they are.
and also
Because that's the inspiration. That's what
That's
you're trying
true. That's
to.
true.
the inspiration is not just the fact that it was Brazilian players; it was non-European players at that time as well.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yes.
And because Europeans dominated the game for such a long time, to be able to actually have somebody coming up from what at that time was considered a football backwater and dominate consistently, it was a huge statement to the rest of the world.
Love the word backward.
Backwater.
Beautiful.
I remember
That's
when
a symptom. But
I
anyway.
remember when Pele when he passed away. When Santos just put a picture of a crown and said eternal.
Mm.
And like everybody knew exactly what they meant.
You don't even need to
Yeah.
talk about it.
Anyway, I just wanted to mention that because I think that was beautiful. Don't watch Argentines do that when Messi passed away. You know how Brazil and Argentina
But it's
is.
Spanish, Mm.
Anyway, I think last week I called you or you called me for some weird reason. We were talking. Then you told me, Adil, Cleopatra. And I was like, yo, later on.
yeah.
Okay? Like, I didn't want to have that conversation.
Yeah.
Okay, what was it about Cleopatra?
There's a controversy, a brew,
All right.
within the pop culture circles of
Egyptians are
of
upset.
the West.
Yes.
Egyptians are very upset.
And they should be. Should they not be?
First, tell people the story. I know they're upset, but I want you to tell people
So
the story.
there's the new show coming out on Netflix. Okay, I'm not sure.
No. New documentary, hence the upsetness.
A new historical reenactment documentary show coming out on Netflix.
You have no idea if it's
So many
historical.
words.
It's on Netflix. No,
Best
it is.
get
It is.
Selleck.
No, it is. Okay.
Okay.
And it's supposed to retell the story of Cleopatra. And the controversy surrounding the fact that Cleopatra is portrayed as a black lady.
Yes.
And the show,
Woman.
the black woman. And the show is being helmed by also a black woman.
Yes.
Now, Egyptians are saying,
Guess who, Adil?
who?
Jada Pinkett Smith.
Uh,
I know.
Okay.
I know the story. Don't worry
Okay.
about that.
So the controversy from a lot of Egyptians and people with historical reference accuracy
And morals.
is, hey, how about you don't change the story if you're actually trying to tell a documentary, because we know that Cleopatra wasn't really black, you know.
So you mean tell me the Americans who came up with this idea and pitched it to Netflix, they told them, listen, Africa, black, woman bring, do a documentary? Does it sound right?
I mean, yeah.
Because that's how it sounds to me.
Kinda. I don't know if there's multiple issues here. I don't know. It's maybe the whole liberal art, bleeding heart. Hey, let's just make everything inclusive and you know.
Yeah, make everything inclusive in your own shit.
Race doesn't matter, I guess.
In your own
I
shit.
don't know.
Do not come to my history
Or more.
and tell me, no, your history, I know it was like this, but this is how I'm going to portray it
Yeah,
because we're in
yeah.
2023.
So
fuck off.
Your history needs a bit more representation.
So the historical reference.
Screw reality.
Stupid.
For a little bit more background context, the historical reference is Cleopatra came from the Ptolemy dynasty. The Ptolemy dynasty was originally Greek.
Macedonian, but go on.
Macedonian, that's part of the Hellenic culture, basically.
And very, very inbred. So not a drop of melanin in it. That family tree, Abu Shabab, was a circle.
There's a whole lot of Ptolemies.
Shaka, or whatever the fuck is it? Shaka Khan. Or something. Anyway, sorry.
And that's something the Egyptians did, right?
Yes.
They had that as part of, pharaonic culture for a long time. But anyways, not the point.
That is the point.
Actually, yes, the
Okay.
point.
That's literally
That's
the
the
fucking
proof
point.
that she's white.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
White.
Yeah, the incest. The incest is the proof. Yeah, okay. So, sure.
Anyway.
Okay. So the controversy is this. Why are you changing, especially from Egyptians? Like,
Yeah.
if you're actually coming to tell the story of one of our queens, and, she's considered as one of, the last queen. She is actually the last queen
She
of
was.
pharaonic Egypt. So tell the story
That we
right.
know of.
Yeah, tell the story right. Don't change the details up just to suit your agenda, which in this situation is a little bit more Afrocentric, I believe.
It's very, very weird. It's like Africa has a lot of compelling, interesting, and stories that are worth telling, that are Afrocentric, like from Shaka Zulu to Mansa Musa. Like there's lots of things you can tell, but like why pick that and why change that specifically? Like I've read online that there is a theory going on that the people who are running this are sort of like how can I say this? It's those people who say actually every historical figure from history was actually black, but the man is covering it up.
Yes, the man.
The man. So
the
the,
funny thing
the
is-
man is called reality.
No, but that strain has existed in African American culture for a minute. You do
Yeah,
have
they're
the
called
black,
Hoteps.
Yeah, the Black Hebrews. You do have
And what culture?
African American culture.
Okay, but
As I'm saying, that strain of thought has
Yeah,
existed.
okay,
So the
again,
theory is that
why are we taking what African Americans are saying and applying it to Africa, which has actual Africans living today? Why should we apply it to Egypt, where
That's
there's a
the-
country
that's the argument.
where the pyramids
that's-
are and where pharaohs were?
That's the argument.
that's the argument
That's literally
here.
the
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, again, when you play with history, you change people's minds.
See, maybe a part of it, I don't know. I'm spitballing here, literally. And a part of it is trying for, people of African American descent. It's them trying to reclaim their heritage in a different way. And
Yeah, but it's Egyptian heritage.
I know,
Exactly.
I understand. I understand.
The
But
country where all this existed is
Still
still
there.
exists. And they have a thriving government.
no, that's what I'm saying. It's trying to reclaim that culture, that African culture for them in a misguided attempt.
I totally understand. But again, why are we giving excuses to the bullshit?
Here's
We're not
the
giving
thing.
excuses.
You are
Netflix,
gi- you are-
Netflix is giving
Yeah, but
excuses.
you're saying I understand because this is what we. No, there's no understand. I don't understand. Even if that's how you think, I still do not understand that you should change anybody's history to your fucking liking.
What I'm saying is I get where the thought comes from, not necessarily
Hello.
not necessarily agreeing with it.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
what you said. Okay, again, that's what I told you. You saying I get where the thought is coming from is a bit of acceptance. I don't give a shit where the thought is coming from.
That's fair.
Yeah, you do not. Now imagine tomorrow they do a whole coverage about how Saudi came to be. and they decided to put in Jack Sparrow in the middle. Why should I be fine with that?
You shouldn't.
Exactly.
And that's why Egyptians aren't fine
Exactly.
with it right now.
No, but why should we keep allowing it? That's the thing.
My point.
The problem is with the platform that's actually allowing it. That's the
And
problem.
that's the platform that we should. Yo,
Hina, the problem is the guy that greenlit it and said, "Hey,
let's not forget, they need us. We don't need them.
Well, he had it. The problem was the guy that said, "Hey, this is a good idea. Might as well go and do it."
There's someone raising his hand.
Yeah. Here's the thing. If this was a purely fictional and dramatized portrayal or like a theater play, I don't mind that, because again, casting and like artistic expression, that's fine. Like I have
It's like Alf Layla wa Layla.
yeah, I have no issue if I watch like this on the West End in London and Cleopatra is portrayed by like a woman of Indian descent. Like it's acting, it's theater. You suspend your disbelief. The problem is that they're presenting this as a documentary. And the trailer, there's like this this lady who says, "I don't care what you tell me. Cleopatra was black." I'm like, lady, like I'm sorry, but she wasn't. No offense.
That just goes to show you
relax.
that just goes to show you a bigger problem in terms of it's not really history. It's supposed to be entertainment. It's supposed to be entertainment.
But it's portrayed
again,
as history.
That's the problem.
They're
The
saying
problem,
we're making a
that's
documentary.
what I'm saying. The problem is the fact that they're portraying it as something that's historically accurate, when in reality, it's a much more entertainment-based piece that they're just painting with a history brush just to make it semi-accurate.
And here's the thing about ancient history. Like, we need to understand that our conception of race, what is black, what is white, what is whatever, it's relatively recent.
Quite recent, actually.
Relatively recent construct. Like the contemporaries of the Egyptians, let's say the Romans, once they conquered and expanded their empires, the idea of this is a black Roman, this is an Egyptian Roman, this is a whatever Roman did not exist.
Exactly.
Like we have emperors of Rome who were born in Syria and they were called like Philip the Arab. It's like the idea of this is your race didn't exist at the time. So we're superimposing modern concepts on things that are completely removed from it.
No, and not just that. Like, if you actually want to really be accurate about it, there are different parts of Egyptian history where they were conquered by different nations. So for some part of Egyptian history, they were conquered by the Kushites, who came from Upper Nile, which is basically Sudan now. So at some part, yes, you did have black pharaohs, but not this part. Like, that's what I'm saying.
I'm saying is that the concept of
grip,
race as it is isn't relevant. It's not codified.
It's the construct. I know what you're saying. It's the construct. My grip with the whole concept here is, if you're going to tell the story, tell it right, at least. Like actually try to inject some accuracy.
It's like somebody saying like, actually the only Arabs are in the Arabian Peninsula. No, my guy is no, screw you. Like, Arab is like a heritage. It's a language. It's a culture. Like, the guy from Morocco is just as Arab as the guy from Oman. Like, go off, my friend.
But yeah, that's what Netflix is now on about.
Anyway,
I mean, the fact that this is actually controversy goes to show you that
I sympathize with the Egyptians.
I do. I really do.
Because, like, no offense, like, they have the most. How can I say this? The most appropriated culture of all time, I want to say. Like, they've been reappropriating it since the 18th century, Abu Shabab. Like, Egyptology was born by cultural reappropriation.
Physically.
The actual field itself was born like, oh, I like this, Haggi.
That's basically. I'm intrigued by this.
Haggi.
That's what happened. Anyway, we should not entertain that bullshit anymore.
Have a quick break. I have a reminder from 2 weeks ago. Shamsi, have you been listening to podcasts?
No.
He discovered listeners.
Yeah.
Listeners.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, my friend.
You know what? Thank the iPhone.
It reminded you?
Yeah, it did.
Remember we said in 2 weeks we're going to ask you if you've been listening to Joe Rogan again.
Okay.
And you haven't listened.
And Hardcore History, which I told you about also.
Again.
Yeah. Okay.
No
No,
way he's gonna.
but
There's a but. There's a but.
But in terms of history, the fact that I've actually been rewatching the Roman
Podcast.
Sir.
The Roman
Podcast.
Sir,
So I have
that
been
wasn't the
consuming
No. You're not going to take credit over bullshit. Okay?
over
Yes.
in
We
different
said
formats.
you listening to podcasts.
Okay.
We said you're not gonna do it in 2 weeks.
It's a docudrama. It's not a podcast. That's what I can say.
Did you really get him to watch? Were you really expecting him to watch hardcore
Number one.
history?
Number one.
No.
What's been so consistent with Shamsi this whole day?
Not follow through.
Moving the goalposts.
Inconsistency.
Inconsistency.
Keeps moving the goalposts.
I love how you guys can't even agree on
you
it.
moving the goalposts
Because there's so many things wrong with you.
Just today.
God, bro.
Just today.
We're only talking about today.
Yeah.
I am shocked, Turks, that you were expecting him to watch hardcore history.
No, I wasn't. I
A
just
single
wanted to.
series is like 20 hours long.
Bro,
What?
His attention span is 2 minutes.
Yeah, but it's in episodes and stuff. Adi. I just wanted to fulfill my duties of the reminder.
Well, see, the thing with watching a podcast is you need to be doing
You listen to a
You listen to
podcast.
it.
or listening
You
to a
dummy.
podcast. You just said watch it. The thing with actually,
You're both stupid.
Yes, I am.
consuming such a lengthy podcast is I need something to occupy me as I'm,
Driving across the city for
Yeah.
45 minutes.
yeah,
As you usually
There's
do.
a reason why
Utilizing
we
your
have
gym membership.
more listeners than viewers when it comes to our
yeah, but
podcast.
see, bro, the one episode is like 4 hours long. That's a different animal.
The one episode is not 4 hours long.
3 hours, 45 minutes easy.
Yeah, but when you stop the car, you stop the podcast.
Yes.
When you get back into the car,
again,
Yeah.
you play the
picks up
podcast.
where you stop.
Just answer.
There's this thing called the pause
ليش
button.
تنسى ايش؟
Since age, just press play on podcast.
سالفة. يعني سولف سالفة.
اي ما عليك. There's a back 15 seconds
Yes.
button. You just
I
click
feel
it.
like I need to get into gardening. Or,
All right.
or something.
Yeah,
Yo.
your exits
Yo.
today
To spend a
has
large
been ridiculous,
amount of time,
bro. So many makharij, bro.
focusing, concentrating.
You live on a highway.
Why do you want to get into gardening? To get out of this conversation?
To listen to
Because that's a
hardcore-
good reason.
To listen to hardcore history.
Shamsi, you don't even make the time to go out. And
I will start a new hobby to finish my old
I'm gonna
hobby.
start gardening.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe painting.
Oh, Shamsi, why don't you listen to a podcast while you're gardening? Oh no, I had to learn the instructions.
Please paint.
Yeah, I was listening to the leaves.
Please do something.
Anyway, Elon's wife. I know it's sad to describe her in this way.
Grimy?
She has her own career.
Grimy?
Grimes.
I call her grimy.
It's not grimy.
She is grimy. Look
It's
at her.
grimy though. Anyway, hey, I didn't say anything. Anyway,
Suddenly,
She said-
all the Teslas are coming across.
They're flying. They're being shot at us.
we're gonna be attacked by
Can't
Tesla.
hear him. Silent electric.
Yo, good luck getting to work tomorrow, bro.
I'm gonna get jumped by South Africans.
Malik Lucid will defend you.
Oh, of course. Deep cut.
It is a deep cut. Anyway, Elon's wife Grimes said she'll split 50% of royalties on any successful AI generated song that uses her voice.
I saw that.
I can't.
Forward thinking.
See, we were just having this conversation.
Forward thinking. This woman is married to a futurist.
We said this. I think like 2 episodes ago we had
Was
this conversation.
married to a futurist.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Was.
See, again, smart thinking.
When she divorced,
Yeah, and I think she got custody of their
XYZ.
XYZ
Serial number, yeah.
Anyway,
quadrilateral.
we don't give a
equation.
shit. Grimes. Anyway, this is the same conversation we had a while ago. We said, hey, if someone generates a good song using your voice,
What are you gonna do with it?
you know, what are you gonna do with it? Are you just gonna fight it like everybody's fighting it right now?
And she just gave you a solution.
And she was like, yo,
حقي حقك.
if this works, if someone does create a track using her voice and she does allow it and that blows up, that's gonna change the
That's a
industry.
game changer.
Yes.
No, but just because she allows and accepts it doesn't mean that everybody else would want
Yeah,
to.
Drake got in his feelings about it.
Okay. Well, Drake is always in his feelings.
So many feelings.
he was.
He's bound to fall into the
He
pad.
came into the scene with feelings.
His name's
all right?
Drake.
Anyway, so
Tekfa.
Yeah.
he's a quarter Jewish, bro. Would you expect?
He comes with feelings in the box.
Anyway, So-
Oh, yeah.
that's when Drake wakes up.
Yes, that's his ringtone.
Oh.
Anyway, so what's the name? If it does work and it becomes popular and it blows up everywhere and TikTok is loving it and social media is loving it and everybody is on it, that's going to change everybody else's mind. Because at the end of the day, it's streaming and it's money.
That's
and if it's
intellectual
bringing
property.
in money,
Yeah.
But هنا we come into the artist part of things. Okay. As an artist, I try to create a certain type of art to share with the world.
Okay.
Now, when you're doing it, maybe I like to promote, I don't know, veganism, and
Yeah.
all you're talking about is killing
what?
cows.
Okay, and talk about
A, I gotta sign off on the song before you publish it. You gotta keep that in mind.
talking
You know,
about?
B, that's my art. That's where I express. Someone else wants to express using that tool.
My image.
That tool, that brush which I have the intellectual property for, which
Yes,
is my
my
voice.
throat.
That's something else.
No, but that's
Because it's going
That's
to be a
not my
system
art.
for it. It's going to be, hey, anyone that has any AI generating music, I'm giving an example. If you have any AI generating music, call me, reach out to my office, give them the demos, let my team listen to it. If they found something that's fire, let me work on it. Maybe I can help you with something. Maybe we could do something together. Maybe I can take the whole track and make it into an actual track, and then we discuss percentage. Now, going into the future, no one's giving you no fucking 50%.
Hey,
You
if
can
I'm
get it,
giving you the
like,
track, I
exactly.
need to sign off on it.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, خلاص راح
Record
عليك.
neighbors are going to come in, they're going to try to pay you off for that one, or
5%.
give you 10% of royalties or whatever it is. 10% is too much.
هذا
But
فكرة.
anyway,
إيه 5% 5%.
again, stop. All right. So if that starts happening, that changes everything in the game.
True.
And all artists will be totally fine with it because there's a system for it.
What's her voice like though?
That is not
That's not the
something
point.
we're- That's not the point here.
No, but saying again,
Imagine cats dying. I'm
Oh.
assuming.
I
I assume.
That's a white boy band.
Stop
I know
attacking
this.
her,
I
yo.
assume.
Yeah, you divorced her. You attacked her. Relax, my guy.
but you do realize she has an audience. So,
Anyway,
no,
you
but
saying?
I would honestly, that opens up a whole box of thorny questions,
Exactly.
right? Like I first of all,
Fun
I
questions.
wouldn't think that all artists would be okay with it for one reason or the other. Just like not all artists are okay with, having their music sampled, for example, or having being part of streaming platforms. Some, you do have certain people that are not into it, but at the same time, I do think the other part of it is what I just said, the fact that you're doing something different with my sound, that you're taking my personality somewhere different and not really respecting my artistic persona or artistic image. Now, the fact that they need to sign off on it would be that.
Again, we're
protect
talking
them
about
against
if
that,
there's a system. There's going to be a system.
I'm imagining your voice, Wishamsi, on a song superimposed. I wonder what could it be.
Why would you do that? You're not like
I'm
me,
not going
yours.
to do it. I'm not going to.
Yeah.
Somebody, maybe MBL.
Okay. I do not sign off my rights to my voice to anybody. Since you're listening to this conversation, you probably need
Yet.
to hear this.
Yet.
I'm glad we gave them like a quiet.
في disclaimer بيطلع
Simple.
disclaimer هنا تحت بعد شوي.
Yeah, but nobody talked over you, so we're good.
I'm just gonna.
Okay.
I'm just gonna slide this in
And
real quick.
this is how we transition.
Yes. As Turk said, I'm just having breakfast.
Hey, listen, I thought
Give him a couple of minutes to get in. It's too early.
And as you're missing out, number one is actually dancing like he does.
This track is 7 minutes and 30 seconds.
give him time. Give him time.
How long am I gonna give him, bro?
Let him enjoy his coffee.
Literally, let him cook.
Yeah, let him cook.
Literally.
He's sitting and walking to the studio yet.
This is called build up. Do it.
عندي شهر ما مطول.
All right. There we go. After a minute. Let's go. I know everybody's questioning what the hell is going on.
Confusion abounds.
I think we all get the point.
Number one is still dancing.
I just wanted to play that out of happiness for being born in an amazing country,
Amen.
Saudi al-Udma.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, 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 always and forever. Shaka Khan, whatever the fuck it was. Chakra. Whatever it is. Anyway, Sudan evacuees in Saudi operations reach almost 5,000 people.
MashaAllah.
Almost 5,000 people.
Yes, the mission started this last week. Have you been paying attention to the videos and the pictures of it now?
I just saw one of the videos just now before we started recording the podcast.
Beautiful.
So, for a little bit of context for people not following the news,
I can read it for them if you want me to.
please.
Saudi Arabia has carried out the biggest, thank you, Arab News, for that one. The biggest evacuation from Sudan since the start of its operations when a ship carrying 20 Saudi citizens and 1,866 nationals of other countries arrived in Jeddah on Saturday. The new batch of arrivals brought the number of evacuees since the start of the kingdom's mission to 4,879 people, made up of 139 Saudis.
Alhamdulillah.
So since things started heating up in Sudan, Saudi has been on the forefront of basically trying to evacuate people from across the world from Sudan back to Saudi in order to actually get them back to their families. And alhamdulillah, we've managed to, we're showing who we are in our nature by not discriminating with anybody. And if anybody requires that helping hand, whether you're Saudi, non-Saudi, you're American, you're Japanese, we are able to support our people and everybody else's people by bringing them back home safe. And that's something I'm really proud of.
Yeah, it's our values manifest themselves in our actions, in our policies.
Exactly. Saudi has always been a power player in the region, and now it's not only saying it is, it's acting like it is. There's a problem in the region that needs resolution. We speak the same language. We come from the same backgrounds. We know how to have conversations.
Mm-hmm.
And if anybody needs rescuing, we will be more than happy to rescue everybody else by having the conversation with the necessary people and the necessary governments in order for us to find some sort of solution to help everybody out. And I think it's really beautiful to watch Saudi use its own powers finally and showing not only the world, but showing its own people the things that they're capable of doing. Because I think this is the first, maybe officially, the first mission of its kind for the Saudi Navy.
Rescue mission.
A rescue mission, evacuation mission.
Evacuation mission.
Because they went by air, they went by, I think the first people that came in, they came by air. I think those were the diplomats. And then after that, it was the boats were coming in, the Navy ships coming in and bringing people in. And it was very beautiful watching all the videos. I saw this old lady that was so beautiful. She was like, for Ramadan, it has nothing to do with what's going on. She's like, for Ramadan كنت أدعي إني أروح عمرة وإني أروح الحج. الحمد لله الحين خشيت السعودية.
ما شاء الله.
She totally forgot that she's being rescued from a war zone.
رب ضارة النافع.
رب ضارة النافع.
Literally,
Exactly.
يعني the example of that.
Exactly.
And not just that, like the thing that I really like appreciate as well, it shows Saudi as the responsible player on not just the regional level, on the global level that it's always been, and in such a strong light, honestly. Like actually being able to go in the middle of the war zone and being able to have the discussion with different sides to allow these people to come out is this is, you know, major politics.
The biggest difference between now and 5 years ago, 5 years ago we used to do the same thing in silence.
True.
With aid.
Yeah, no,
a lot of the time as
because that was in our culture. Like, don't brag about what you do. This is how we always saw it. You know, so we used to work in silence, but you can't work in silence in a world that uses weapons against you all day long. So you need to show who you really are. You need to show, when you say I'm Saudi, what does it mean?
Show the presence, basically. Just to,
When someone says I'm an American, you know exactly what the fuck they mean. When someone says I'm Japanese, you know exactly what they mean. If someone says I'm French, you know he's an asshole. I'm sorry. You know what he means.
The values that the values that underpin who we are as people.
Exactly.
Know?
So when you say I'm Saudi, not only you should be a representative of your country whenever you're outside, in representing yourself at the same time. Also, the country needs to represent itself to the world, so people understand who the people, who the government is. And this is one of the greatest ways to show that this is what we do. It's not something that's hard. Musa'ab alayna. No, this is what we do. We're not trying to do it for you. We're doing it because it's the right thing to do.
Exactly. Yeah. We're not trying to get anything out of it.
Turkey and Syria during the earthquake.
Us.
We came in even at the same time. At that time, it was at a time when we had no relations with Syria. But when it comes to our brothers and sisters in our region,
some things transcend politics.
Exactly.
And Saudi has been consistently the biggest donor nation in the world.
The thing is,
that's also true.
There is a realization that we need to own our own narrative, and this is something that has been a consistent focal point in the past few years, because at the end of the day, if you do not speak, people will speak on your behalf, and the people who are speaking on our behalf previously were not our friends, realistically. They were saying
they didn't have our best interests at heart, or nowhere near.
Actually, quite the opposite. I'd even go as far as saying. So the idea is that we are doing this and not bragging or boasting about it from a place of humility, from a place of genuineness is all well and good. But again, politics and modernity dictate something completely different now. You can't really allow random Senator X in country Y to say, blah, 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 and the Saudis. I'm like, no, shut up. We've done X, Y, Z, and here's the receipts, my guy.
Actions speak louder than words. It's as simple as that. And for me, the
actions have always been there. Yeah. Now we're speaking about the actions.
Exactly.
Hence, you cannot deny anymore.
Because people, like a lot of my friends in the States, they think that they are such a superpower that if they call Saudi will fold and say, okay, whatever you guys want, we'll do for you. This was always an expectation. And then the last 5 years, they realized that, Your name keeps coming up and y'all keep telling us no. I'm like, yeah, what the fuck do you think?
That's not how it works.
Okay. What do you expect? You're just gonna walk by us and get whatever you want? That's not how it works. And right now, Saudi is in a position that it dictates direction. It's not only, hey, this is what we think. No, it's about no. This is what we also know, and we know how to handle these situations. The way they handled OPEC for the last couple of months in October when there was oil cuts. And Biden came out like, oh, we're thinking about doing and made up all this fuss and this bullshit in the White House. And then Saudi turns out it was right for doing all those cuts.
And that's my point. The point is that Saudi has been that responsible player, not just now, for such a long time. And not just, in the world, in the region especially, for easily 20, 30 years, if not more. So having that being, you keep seeing different, signs of it happening over the past instances that have happened over the past couple of years. And now this is just the latest example of that, us actually being able to go with it in the middle of a war zone and evacuate people and bring them back to their families
safely.
Alhamdulillah.
That clip was beautiful of the Sky News reporter.
Bloomberg, I think it was Bloomberg.
Sky News.
Yeah, it was Sky News.
Sky News UK.
Looking for it was
no, she was reporting and then she saw her uncle on the ship.
She was doing interviews with.
You didn't see it?
She's a reporter in Jeddah who was doing interviews with evacuees, and she literally noticed her uncle was in the middle of the crowd. She didn't even know that he was there.
Wow.
You didn't see it?
I know, I gotta watch that.
Yeah, she was hugging him. She asked him, she's like, you want me to talk to you? He's like, no. He's like, yeah, he's going through a lot right now.
It's the definition of a tearjerker.
Yes. At the same time, I'm also proud of the fact that Saudi has major presence in the Red Sea.
And it has to.
Yeah, exactly.
It has to.
And it's not only Saudi and Egypt, both of them. They have huge presence in the Red Sea. And because we always talk about what's happening in the Gulf, right? And
we never acknowledge the importance of the Red Sea.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's just as important.
Bro, it is the major choke point for 25% of the world's trade.
Choke point.
Yeah, if not more. So that on its own, that itself is
choke على الصبور.
Yes. The choke is up and
هذا شلون تفهم مع اخوي.
Mr. Paperclip. He's gonna Mr. Paperclip. ما عليك.
But again, also the Red Sea is much better. So let's be honest.
And diving.
Yes, everything about it is amazing. Well, anyway, very proud to be part of this country. Everybody should be proud of this moment. And also, we're very proud to actually do this for our people. Not only our people, our citizens, but also the people of the world. These things, you don't want it to happen. But when it happens, you want to be sure that there's something that could be done. I'm going to tell you a great story to someone... I don't remember how far back this was, but I remember I was talking to someone that I know, and he was like, one of the greatest things about being Saudi is like, if I am anywhere in the world, he's like, if I was in the Amazon and I got lost, he's like, every day that I wake up until the sun goes down, I'm going to be looking up to the sky because I know Saudi is looking for me right now. And nothing could be truer than that.
That's powerful. That's super powerful,
it is.
Honestly. Yeah.
It is, because they're going to care about you.
Yeah, and it's very accurate as well. It's very accurate as well.
Alhamdulillah. Anyway. Great vibes, ladies and gentlemen.
But remember,
we ran the gamut.
Shaka, I don't know, man. Fuck it.
No, we're thinking about,
Shukriya Khan.
I gave up.
We go back to the nature of things about doing it. We go back to the nature of things. And the nature of us as a country, as a people is...
saying words.
No, we are very selfless. We really are, and this is something that goes back to I think the founding of this country. We put each other at each other's services. So, Allah يديم عزنا بس ويديم عز السعودية.
آمين.
آمين يا رب.
آمين.
That was a waste of time, but yeah.
You had to get something in, yani.
I don't know. Are you trying to get married? No one's paying you. What's going on, bro? What are you looking for?
No.
Anyway, shout out to tens of viewers. Shout out to tens of listeners. We appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for tuning in. And we'll see you next week, hopefully, inshallah, if everything goes well.
Inshallah.
We out?
Ciao.
We out.
Peace.
Peace.